you're not going to go back to a new Looney Tunes video, and we're back with a new reviewing of my favorite Looney Tunes episodes, and this is another one from season 2 that I enjoy. And yeah, it starts with Daffy just calling Tina and saying, I just feel like that we should both pay for the parking bill. Daffy's parking ticket. Not bill, parking ticket. And then, yeah, pretending to be some guy because of being calling Daffy to try to help re-elect the president. And he's saying that he's from Albania. Daffy's saying that he's in Albania just because he doesn't want to help re-elect the president or something. And yeah, Daffy just telling Bugs about him helping him pay off the ticket. And him saying that he can't do it because, yeah, he has to go to the Peach Festival with Porky. And he always dreads going. He always dreads going to the Peach Festival because all they have is just peach. And again, whenever I think about peaches, I always think of the song on the Mario movie, right? With Bowser. Whenever I think of peaches. And then Daffy is like, then make up an excuse, lie. And he's like, Bugs is like, I don't lie, that's your area. Yeah, that's Daffy's area of lying. And yeah, even putting on these sunglasses and just like, well, I guess you're gonna have to go to the Peach Festival. And yeah, Bugs gets a call from Porky, and yeah, Daffy just looks so miserable when calling that Porky about the Peach Festival. And yeah, Porky is even dressed as a peach. And even telling Porky that he can't do it because he's got to help Lola move. Yeah, of course this is lying. He is lying to Porky, just making a lie up. Just so he can't go to the Peach Festival with Porky. And yeah, Daffy is just at this ATM machine, just standing there while this lady is getting her money, and she runs so fast too, like she just speeds. And then Porky sees Daffy, and yeah, of course it's not his bank. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there waiting for people to drop money. Of course he is. Of course Daffy would do something like that. And then being told about how Lola moving, and then asking all these typical questions. And then, yeah, we're just seeing the camera inside and talking about Porky's code number. And then getting the money and trying not to let it go. And then, yeah, him wondering if he can go. But Daffy just talking about how he's not Daffy. He's an alien that is taking over Daffy's appearance. And then him just saying that, of thinking that Lola is moving in with Bugs. And that Daffy thinks he's kicked out. And he's saying that he's not an alien. And yeah, just being ridiculous. And yeah, Bugs is eating a piece of pizza and he sees Porky. And yeah, he's like, well, I'm just getting a slice before I head out. And then, lo and behold, Lola is there. Yep, Lola is also there. And he keeps trying to get Speedy to bring out Porky's pizza. And he's like, just because I'm fast doesn't mean my oven is fast. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, Lola is like, why did you say that I was moving? And he said, I didn't say Lola. I said Biola. And lying and saying that is his sister. Yeah, Bugs' sister. Of course, Bugs doesn't have a sister. And yeah, this is just this lie is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And y'all are gonna see where this lie leads to Bugs go. Because again, just like in the Fib from Outer Space, which is one of my favorite VeggieTales episodes, a lie just gets bigger and bigger, and gets you more in trouble. So yeah, this is gonna be bad for Bugs. And yeah, them saying that they can come and help her move. Of course, Biola Bugs' sister doesn't actually exist. And yeah, again, them just saying that they'll be able to come and help move her. And Bugs is trying to tell Lola that he doesn't have a sister. And of course, she's the one to say that, of course, or not to actually think that he actually doesn't have a sister. Of course, he still believes he has a sister after he told her that, and saying that he's afraid that Lola and Bugs' sister would get along, that won't have time for Bugs. And she's like, I'll always have time for you, except for now. This is my me time. And takes Bugs' pizza. And then Daffy goes over to Tina and's like, let me come and move in with you. And she's like, I'm not letting anyone move in with me until I'm married. And then he's like, darling. And then darling. And he's like, well, I guess romance is actually dead. And then, yeah, goes to this very roughed up part of town and sees how roughed up it is. And him actually getting the idea of where to get the furniture at. And Daffy is thinking that he's taking this all too far until he sees that all of his furniture is gone. And yeah, his face is sucked, making him believe that is actually the case, that he's being kicked out. And yeah, Bugs just took all of Daffy's stuff and put it in this apartment, acting to build on to the lie that he is holding. And Daffy and Porky and Lola, there we go, if I can speak today, are coming over to help and seeing the property of Daffy Duck on it. And after they get all of the stuff loaded in, having to ship it all the way to Albania. And yeah, he's of course just going over to get the stuff shipped back to his house. And yeah, just saying Albania just because Lola and Porky are busybodies. And given the address, and yeah, Daffy is signing this, and apparently he's in the Marines. Yeah, he joins the Marines. Which, not exactly Marine. Well, on here it's Marines, but saying of how I've had two aunts or two family members. I'm not sure if they would have been my aunts or what, my aunts too, but two of my nieces, or not nieces, two of my dad's sisters and his dad were also part of, again, not the Marines, but the Navy. Just them talking about the Marines just reminded me of that. So yeah, have members that fought pretty much for the country. And people, 3 of them that I never met, died before I was born, but wanted to mention that. And yeah, we just have an awkwardness of them just staring at Bugs because they're waiting for Biola to come because she's supposed to be staying over at Bugs' house. And yeah, calling Speedy to call him in a few minutes, and pretending for it to be Biola and that he's calling. And yeah, even Speedy is like, it's gonna snowball. And that's not your area of lying. I mean, everybody is saying that. And then, yeah, getting Lola and Porky out. And, yeah, Daffy is wanting to get a shave, a haircut. And, yeah, it looks pretty good. Very simple, too. And then, yeah, Daffy is in the bed. And he tells one of the guys to let him sleep in. And, yeah, Bugs is sleeping and gets a call from Porky. And it is 4:23 or 29 in the morning. And, yeah, Porky and Lola are already at the airport waiting for Biola to take off. And then we see everybody getting up and having to go to Daffy, which he's asleep, and blows a whistle into his ear. And yeah, just talking sense into how these lieutenant people would be, sergeant people would be talking like, always yelling. And Yeah, Bugs dressing up as Viola. Yeah, just dressing up as a girl just to fool and act like Viola. And yeah, them seeing the Bugs take off, and we see Albania, and he comes and gives this guy his identity, which yeah, so is United States of America, Bugs Bunny, and then he calls this security calls does his finger to call the guys with literal guns, and yeah, hold Bugs in prison in this Albanian prison because they thinking he was a spy, and then sees this guy also in jail. See, this is where it winds up him. I mean, of course, we see Daffy doing his training, but see, this is where this is where Bugs winds up for lying, and yeah, Daffy is continuing his training and getting yelled at, and not sure exactly what he's listening to. I guess a replay of what he's saying, and then instead of climbing the wall, he cuts through the wall, and then being yelled again, and then trying to lift his backpack, and then yell again, and cocking this gun as well. And then 1 year later, yeah, we see Bugs. Apparently, he's been in that Albanian prison for a year. He's been in there for a year. And we see the Marines. They come to rescue Bugs. And yeah, they're shooting. And yeah, see Daffy. And he's like, you lied? Why did you lie? That's my area. And he's saying about know your role. And yeah, just shooting while they escape. And yeah, Lola's like, what? It was all a lie? Or what? She wasn't real? Why didn't you tell me? And he's like, I did tell you. And then Porky is like, it's hard to believe that you've been through something like that. And apparently it's about time for the Peach Festival again. Because he got freed right before the Peach Festival happened. So he gets to go. And yeah, he gets these peached pickles. Like, yeah, that is gross. And then, yeah, Daffy leaves the Marines, apparently because of his flat feet. But yeah, it just shows that, yeah, what a lie can do. Especially what it shows with Bugs. But yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Catch you on the next one.